विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So we are in the 10th chapter now, opulence of the absolute. Those who are joining for the first time, you don't need to think that we are somewhere in the middle of Bhagavad Gita, because I normally refer to slokas from different chapters, because all the slokas are very much connected. So that way you will get the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has got 18 chapters, 700 slokas, 700 verses. And all this knowledge, all these slokas are given to us by Krishna. Krishna's causeless mercy. Krishna is giving us this knowledge so that we can definitely get out of this material well. We can escape from this material well. Our body is made up of matter. Every day we are studying, we know about it. But unfortunately, every day we are thinking, in each and every action, we are thinking that we are this body. All the time we think that we are this body and doing everything. So, what is going to change with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita? With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we get the complete understanding of this Bhagavad Gita, we are not going to think that we are this body. 24/7, we should be able to think, we should be able to understand and remember and have the consciousness that we are the soul. So we need to know that we are always there. We are always there. At no point of time we did not exist. Never was there a time I did not exist, nor you, nor all the kings assembled here. And nor in the future shall any of us cease to exist. That's what Krishna says in the 2nd chapter, 12th sloka. Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaga sarve vayam athaha param. So we are the spirit, we are the soul. This material world is inferior nature. This is known as apara prakriti, also binna prakriti. So it's a separated nature from Krishna. Me binna prakriti rastata. My 8 separated material nature. That's what Krishna is saying. Bhumir apo analo vayu kam mano buddhir evacha ahankaram itiyam me binna prakriti rastata. Earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intelligence and ahankara, false ego. Whereas this soul, Atma, Jivatma, it is also known as Jiva Bhutam, the living entity, is Para Prakriti. Because Krishna says in the 7th chapter, 5th sloka, Apareyam itastu anyam prakritim viddime param. Apareyam, these are all apara. Apara prakriti means inferior nature. Anyam prakritim viddime param. Anyam prakritim. That means there is another prakriti you know from me. Viddime means you know from me. That is param. That is superior. There is superior nature. There is another nature which is superior to this inferior nature you know from me. That is Apareyam mitastvanyam prakriti middime param jiva bhutam mahabahu yayedam daryate jagat. That is jiva bhutam. And this world is exploited by these jivas, the living entities. Yayedam daryate jagat. So we are jiva and we are of Krishna's nature. Mamaiva amsa, my amsa. That's what Krishna is saying there. So, but we are struggling hard in this material world, in this material nature. Especially this Prakriti means, this question has come many times in our class. So, in general, we can refer to the 3 modes of material nature. Even though Prakriti includes everything like all these 8 Binna Prakriti, but this Avyayam, this unmanifested, 3 modes of material nature. Mahabhutani ahankaro buddhi avyayam. Buddhi evacha avyayam. So avyayam means unmanifested. These 3 modes of material nature. So the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. So about ourself, about the soul, no other textbooks, no other subjects they teach, nowhere they teach. Only in Bhagavad Gita. And in all other Vedic scriptures, everything is condensed. Everything is given here in Bhagavad Gita completely, and everything has been given here by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna came here and he gave this knowledge to us, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. That's why the song of God. So, and about these 3 modes of material nature also nobody understands. No one can teach. Because Krishna is teaching us very, very clearly. This whole material world itself is created by the 3 modes of material nature. That's what we need to understand. This whole material world, that is Bhuta Bhavo Karo Visargaga Karma Samjitaka. Bhuta Bhavo Udbhava. So our form, our body was created by the 3 modes of material nature. And we are put inside this body by the 3 modes of material nature. And each and every activity we do is actually being carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. So everything is done by the 3 modes of material nature. We are forced into this material body. We are caged inside this material body by the 3 modes of material nature. Sattvam, Rajas, Tama, Iti, Gunaha, Prakriti, Sambhavaha, Nibandhanandi Mahabaho, Dehe, Deginam, Avyayam. Nibandhanandi means bound. So, bound inside this body. Dehe, Deginam, this soul. So, that is done by the 3 modes of material nature. That is Sattva, Rajas, Tama, Iti. Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. The mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. And all the activities are created by the 3 modes of material nature. All the activities are created. So our body is created by the 3 modes of material nature. This material world is created, and this material body is created, and the soul is forced to accept this material body by the 3 modes of material nature. And all the activities are created by the three modes of material nature. Karya, Karana, Kartrutve, Hetu, Prakriti, Uchyate. And then all the activities are carried out by the three modes of material nature. Based on what mode of nature is acting on us. Based on what mode of nature is controlling us. If we are controlled by the mode of passion, then we will act in certain way. If we are controlled by the mode of ignorance, then we will act in a different way. And by the mode of goodness, some other way. Sometimes the mode of goodness is predominant, sometimes the mode of passion, and sometimes the mode of ignorance. Rajastamascha vibhuyaga sattvam bhavati bharata rajasattvam tamaschaiva tamasattvam rajastada. So that's what is happening. So that means the results are created by the three modes of material nature. So, but we falsely claim the results. That's where we are making a big mistake. So our body is created by the modes of nature. This material world is created by the modes of nature. And this material activities are created by the modes of nature. And this all the material activities are not only created, they are also carried out. They are also executed by the three modes of material nature, and the results are created by them. So we are not the cause for anything. That is the knowledge we are getting from Bhagavad Gita. Which college or university can teach us this? This is very important knowledge. That we are not the cause for anything. We are not doing anything. But one big mistake what we are doing is that we are committing a serious mistake. What is that? That we are claiming the results. That's where we are putting ourselves into trouble. When we are attached to the results. We are claiming the results means when we are attached to the results. So that means when we are not doing the work, when we are not doing anything, and only when we want to claim the results, then we have to face the reactions of all the actions which are carried out by the three modes of material nature, not by us. But when we want to claim the results, then we need to suffer or enjoy, depending on the results. That is the only thing which is coming to us. Purushaga sukha dukkha uchyate. So the living entity is said to be the cause for his own happiness or suffering, sukha and dukkha. So that is happening only when we claim the results, when we are attached to the results. So that's why this entire Bhagavad Gita is teaching us, Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. You realize that you are not the body, you are the soul. And you realize that you are not the doer, only the three modes of material nature are doing everything. So that way, don't get attached to the results of activities. Simply get attached to me. That's what Krishna is saying there. You simply get attached to me. Don't get attached to the results. So because everything is owned by Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. But Krishna belongs to us. That's what we need to know. But what we are trying to do in this material world, we simply forget Krishna. We ignore him, neglect Krishna. And we just trying to go after ourselves only after the sense objects. Getting so much attached to the results of activities, not knowing that our time is running out. Not realizing the fact that our days are numbered. We are getting closer to death. So that's what knowledge. The real knowledge is realizing, understanding that our time is limited and we need to get out of this material world as soon as possible. As soon as possible means before death comes, we should get ourselves, be ready to face the death, be ready to leave this material world and be ready to get out of this material world, not to come back at all. So for that great purpose, this life should be utilized. This human life, we should use this human life only for realizing ourselves and releasing ourselves from this material bondage. Realize and release. Realize ourselves and release from the modes of nature and reach. Realize, release, and reach. So realize ourselves, release from this material bondage, and reach Krishna's well, Goloka. That's what should be our goal of our life. These 3 R's: realize, release, and reach. That's it. So that way, when we go to Krishna's world, then Krishna is guaranteeing. Krishna is saying very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that you are not going to come back to this world at all once we go to Krishna's world. So that means we need to elevate ourselves into Brahmabhuta platform. That means before going to Krishna's world, we should lead a life in this world equivalent to the life in Krishna's world. That is a very important point. Then only we will be admitted to Krishna's world. We are eligible to go to Krishna's world. So before going there, if we are able to lead the same life here, then we are eligible for liberation. So what is that? Krishna is saying that, what is that eligibility? What we are supposed to do? Yam hi na vyadayantyete purusham purushar sabha samadukka sukham dhiram somrtatvaya kalpate. For one who is not disturbed, yam hi na vyadayantyete purusham purushar sabha. So a person who is not disturbed when there is happiness and distress. That's why Purusham Purushar Sabha Sukha Dukkha Samam Dhiram. So one who is equal in both happiness and distress. Sama Dukkha Sukham Dhiram. Sama Dukkha Sukham Dhiram. So one who is Sama, one who is equal in both Sukha and Dukkha, in both happiness and distress. Sama Dukkha Sukham Dhiram Somrtatvaya Kalpade. So he is eligible for liberation from this material world, from this material bondage. So we need to achieve that status before we leave this world, before we die. So that means we should utilize all our resources, our life, our everything what we are doing right now, in each and every day, in each and every activity, whatever we do, everything should be only to achieve that status of equanimity where we are not getting this way, we should not be disturbed by the results. So that means for us, we should be free from the dualities in this material world. That's what known as Dvandva. Dvandva Athito. Dvandva Mukta. Dvandva Athito. So that's what we need to do. Krishna is saying that very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. So for the devotees, Yesam tu antagatam papam janana punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmuktaha. Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha bhajante mam trithavrataha. That's what is very important. So in order to elevate ourselves to that status of equanimity, that is known as yoga. So in order to reach that status in this life itself, so that we can liberate ourselves from this material bondage, material world when we die. So for that, Krishna is saying that Yesam tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moga nirmuktaha bhajante mam trithavrataha. They worship me with great determination. That's what Krishna is saying. So we should be worshipping Krishna every day, every moment, every way. We should be simply only worshipping Krishna only, remembering Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, studying Bhagavad Gita, spreading Krishna's message, selling Krishna's Bhagavad Gita books, and bringing many devotees to our Bhagavad Gita class. And that way, if we are connected with Krishna all the time, that's what bhajante mam dhritavrataha, with great determination. If you worship Krishna, if you are engaged in Krishna's service, matkarma krit matparamo madartam sangavarjitaga nirvairaga sarvabhutesu yasamameti pandava. So one who is engaged like that, all the time working for me, matkarma krit matparamo madartam sangavarjitaga. So for my sake, one who is free from all kinds of attachments, Nirvairaga Sarvabhutesu. For him, there are no enemies. Nirvairaga Sarvabhutesu, who is not an enemy to anyone in this world. So, yes, Samameti Pandava. So he will come to me. Mameti. Yes, Samameti. Samameti means he will come to me. That's what Krishna is saying. So before our time runs out, this is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity in the sense our body is working. Krishna's mercy, all the cells in our body, they are doing their job. And on a cellular level, there is so much of work going on. There is so much of mechanisms are happening inside the biomolecular mechanisms are happening in our body. On organs levels also, they are doing their job very well. Krishna's mercy, our heart is pumping blood and beating, and our lungs are breathing air into that and doing all those things. Our liver and our kidney, everything is functioning. So when everything is functioning very well, and our brain is the human brain is something really so special actually. So we got that opportunity. We can think. We have separate area allotted in our cortex in the human to think in the frontal lobe. So that way, Krishna's mercy, this human body is the perfect opportunity for us actually to liberate from this material bondage. We cannot lose this opportunity. We cannot let this opportunity go just like that. So this is a very rare opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and we have got it, and we need to use it, and we need to get out of this world, get out of this earth, get out of this material world, and go to Krishna's world. For that, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very important. Only that's going to happen only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, by no other ways. There is simply no other way we can free ourselves from this material world. Only Bhagavad Gita. So when it comes to Bhagavad Gita, there is no need to talk about I belong to this philosophy or that philosophy, Advaita or Dvaita or Mayavada or this and that. Nothing. There is only one philosophy. That is Krishna's philosophy. That is Krishna's matam. Te me matam idam nityam anutistanti manavaga. I quoted this sloka many times in the past. Anyone who follows my injunctions, that's what. Te me matam idam nityam anutistanti manavaga. Shraddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhi. So with faith, without envy. So if anyone just follows my injunctions, my instructions, my guidance, so they will come to me. Muchyante tepi karmabhi. They will be free from all kinds of reactions. That's what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So it's very straightforward, very clear. Message is very clear that just study and understand all these slokas in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. No need to think further. No need to think that to follow different ways of doing it. Just follow the way of Krishna. Follow what Krishna is teaching us. That is the main thing. We don't have to listen to anyone. Just listen to Krishna. That's the main thing. Just listen to Krishna. Krishna only. No need to listen to anyone else. Just listen to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita many times tells Arjuna that Sunume, Sunume, Sunume. Sunume means you hear from me. That's what Krishna says. Sunume Paramam Vachaga. Sunume Paramam Vachaga means you hear from me the ultimate words, the supreme words, Paramam Vachaga. So that way, if we just hear from Krishna, if we just listen to Krishna, if we understand this Bhagavad Gita very well, then we will be freed from this material bondage. There is no doubt. And now to understand more about Krishna, Krishna himself is teaching so much. And on the top of that, Arjuna is also asking so many nice questions, excellent questions. Very good questions. So now in the 10th chapter we are studying, Arjuna is asking Krishna to tell about his opulence. Krishna said that, I will tell you, but my opulence is unlimited. So I just tell you the most prominent ones. Antate pravakshami divyagi atma vibhudayaka. Pradanyataga kurusresta nastyanto vistarasyami. So I will tell you only the most prominent ones because there is no end to my divine manifestations. That's what Krishna is saying there. So we started studying that from the 19th sloka onwards. So we finished in that opulences, we finished 20th and 21st slokas. So what Krishna is saying that in this sloka number 20th, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Sayastitah Aham Adischa Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Eva Cha. So I am the super soul situated in everyone's heart, seated in everyone's heart. I am the beginning, middle, and end. Then in this sloka number 21 we studied, Krishna said that Adityanam Aham Vishnur Jyotisham Raviram Suman Marichigi Marutamasmi Nakshatranam Aham Sasi. That's what we studied. Of all the Adityas, I am Vishnu. That means out of 12 Adityas, I am Vishnu. Adityanam Aham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviram Suman. Of all the luminaries, I am the sun. So Raviram Suman. Marichiki Marutam Asmi. Of all the Maruts, I am the Marichi. Out of 50, that Marichi, I am the Marichi. Marichiki Marutam Asmi. Nakshatranam Aham Sasi. Of all the nakshatras, of all the stars, I am the moon. I already explained about that yesterday. We don't have to get confused why Krishna is calling moon as the star. That is our way of defining that star means which is not a moon, which star means it's only which is far away, and this sun which is from other solar systems. That's what we call it a star. That is our way of defining. But Krishna's way of defining star is a nakshatra is anything in the night which gives light to the earth. So even though the moon gets the light from the sun and gives to the earth, and it is called as nakshatra because in the night, especially the moonlight is very important for the earth. In the night, like the daylight is so important during the day, so like that the moonlight is very important. That's what Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka. Krishna is saying in the 15th chapter, Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka means I am supplying the juice to all the vegetables as the moon. So the moon supplies all the juice to all the vegetables. So that's what happens. So Krishna is saying that I am the moon. So now in the sloka number 22, Krishna is teaching us that Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasavaga Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Devanam Vedanam Samaveda Vedosmi. Of all the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. In one sloka we studied, Krishna said that Riksama Yajurevacha. In the 9th chapter we studied. Pitagamasya Jagatho Mata Data Pitamaha Vedyam Pavitram Omkara Riksama Yajurevacha. So here Krishna is saying that of all the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. So that's why Vedanam Samavedosmi. Devanam Asmi Vasavaga. Devas means the demigods. Of all the demigods, Krishna is Devadi Deva, Deva Deva. Krishna is the god of demigods. Whereas here, Devanam Asmi Vasavaga. Vasavaga is Indra. So he is the king of heaven. That's what is Vasavaga. So there is Indra. So I am the king of heaven. I am the Indra of all the demigods. I am the king of heaven. I am Indra. That's why Veda Devanam Asmi Vasavaga. Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Of all the senses, I am mind. We may think that how come mind is a sense? Because Krishna also said in the 3rd chapter, Indriyani parani ahugu, Indriyevya paramanaga, manasastu para buddhi, yo buddhe paratastu saha. The senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is above the senses, and intelligence is above the mind, and soul is above the intelligence. So here Krishna is saying that of all the senses, I am the mind. Because in Bhagavad Gita, in some slokas, Krishna is saying, includes the mind also one of the sense. It is the chief sense. Mind. So in one sloka in the 15th chapter we will study, Krishna says that Mamaivamse Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaga, Manas Sastani Indriyani, Prakritistani Kasati. Sastani Indriyani, Manas Sastani Indriyani. So of 6 senses including the mind. So 6 senses are, we know Krishna is including here about the Karmendriyas. So with which we are working, the working senses. So Jnanendriyas are the knowledge acquiring senses. So there are 5 Jnanendriyas and 5 Karmendriyas. So for the Jnanendriyas, the sense of seeing, smelling, hearing, touching, and tasting. So that is the Jnanendriyas. And for the Karmendriyas, like the legs, hands, and our jaw, basically voice and everything, voice. And then because by moving our jaws only we are making voice. It's coming from the vocal cord. But if we don't move our jaws, if this is a working sense. So if we don't move anything, so then voice won't be produced. So that way, anything which we move, that is called voluntary movement. So voluntary movement, we have motor senses in our involuntary and voluntary muscles also there. There are voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles, and the neurons are there. So the neurons basically they go and when we think, when I want to move my leg or hand, so then we are giving the from our brain the action is coming, the order is coming to move it. So that way, these are all working senses. So similarly, these 3 and then anus and genital. So totally 5 working senses, the karmendriyas. So that's why Krishna is saying that manasastani indriyani means that includes the 5 karmendriyas and then mana, the mind. So we are struggling hard in this material way. And then also in one sloka, Krishna is saying that dasa ekam, indriyani dasa ekam. So mahabhutani ahankara buddhi avyayam buddhi evacha avyayam indriyani dasa ekam. Krishna is saying that then panchaichendriya gocharaga. So then 5 types of sense objects. So indriyani dasa ekam means 11. So 11 senses, that includes the mind. Basically, that's why 5 knowledge acquiring senses and 5 working senses, and then mind, 11 senses. So that's why here Krishna is saying that Indriyana manas chasmi, of all the senses, I am the mind. Then Bhutanam asmi chetana. So I am the consciousness. Basically, I am the living force. So we have consciousness. That's what is main thing. That is the symptom of the soul. Consciousness is the symptom of the soul. So that's why Bhutanam asmi chetana. So I am the living force. I am the consciousness. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished this sloka number 22 today in the 10th chapter. We'll continue to study what Krishna is saying more from tomorrow onwards. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.